If, by evening, you're looking forward to taking off your shoes more than responding to work messages, this video is for you. Today, let's talk about everyday footwear that won't make you regret every step, yet still looks stylish. When by the end of the day, you'd rather remove your shoes than reply to work emails, it's not a sign of your indifference, but a result of choosing the wrong pair. Everyday shoes are what we wear all day long, running errands, standing in line, going to work, and sometimes even deciding to walk just a few blocks. And those shoes often dictate how you'll feel by the end of the day. The problem is that many people choose everyday shoes based on the looks good I'll take it principle, putting comfort off as if it's a nice bonus, not a must-have. The result? Blisters, tired legs, and the feeling that you've run a marathon, even though you were just in the supermarket and the office. But that's not normal. And it's not how it should be for everyone. A good pair of shoes shouldn't remind you of itself every half hour. If you're constantly thinking about where they pinch, slide, or dig in, it means the pair is working against you. A comfortable pair, on the other hand, is like a good friend. It's there, but it doesn't demand your attention. You just walk, live, do your thing, and don't count the minutes until you can take them off. Another myth is that comfortable shoes have to be boring. That's no longer the case. Today, you can look stylish and still prioritize comfort. The key isn't heel height or brand name, but how well the shoes fit your lifestyle. The same pair might be perfect for a stroll, but completely unsuitable for a workday, and that's okay. So when discussing everyday shoes, the conversation should start not with trends and storefronts, but with a simple question: where, how, and how much do you walk in them? The answer to this question will immediately eliminate half of the bad purchases and help you focus on what will actually get worn, not just sit in the closet. Now that we've covered why everyday shoes aren't a trivial detail or a luxury, it's time to get practical and look at options that really work in real life. Let's start with the most versatile option: sneakers. They're no longer just for the gym. Modern models easily fit into urban style. They pair well with jeans, dresses, suits, and even looks that traditionally required heels. The main benefits? Cushioning and foot support. In good sneakers, your feet get less tired, especially if you walk a lot or spend your day on your feet. The key is to choose not the ultra-trendy, stiff pairs for looks, but ones that allow you to move comfortably. If you don't want to take them off after an hour, you're on the right track. Next up are loafers, a lifesaver for those who want to look neat and put together without compromise. This is one of those cases where shoes are good for both a work day and more relaxed plans. Loafers are great because they support the foot better than ballet flats, but still don't look heavy. They're easy to wear, easy to take off, and they go well with all sorts of outfits. If you need shoes that work for both office and errands, loafers are often a sensible compromise. Next, we have ballet flats and everyday flats. People love them for their simplicity and ease. Slip them on and go. They don't overwhelm the outfit and work well for a more laid-back day. But here's the catch: not all flats are created equal. A too thin sole and lack of support can backfire by the end of the day. So if you choose this option, make sure to look for models with soft insoles and at least a bit of form, rather than just a cute piece of fabric with a sole. In warmer weather, sandals take the stage. And no, they're not just for the beach. Urban sandals have long been a legitimate everyday shoe. They're great for ventilation and lightweight comfort. Your feet get less tired and don't overheat. Adjustable strap models are especially handy. You can tailor the fit to your foot instead of the other way around. The key is ensuring the sole is stable and the fit is secure. Then, your walks will be enjoyable, not an exercise in careful balance. A special mention goes to classic, comfortable flats with little to no heel. These are the choice for those who don't want to go full casual but aren't willing to suffer for beauty. These models are great for work, meetings, and days when you need to look more polished. They don't scream for attention, but they do make your outfit neat and complete. And if they're also comfortable, then you found a rare combo. The general takeaway is simple. There is no perfect pair of shoes for every occasion. But there are smart categories that suit different scenarios in life, and once you know which options you need, the choice becomes much easier and more enjoyable. Now that we've gone through the types of shoes, let's logically ask the next question. How do you know if a particular pair will be comfortable for you? That's what we'll discuss next. The logical next step is to understand how to tell a truly comfortable pair from one that only pretends to be. In the store, everything seems fine, especially if you've only tried them on for 5 minutes and are standing on a rug. But everyday shoes don't get tested in front of a mirror, they get tested with hours of walking. The first thing to pay attention to is the insole and arch support. Good shoes don't have to be orthopedics to use this, but basic arch support makes a huge difference. If the inside is completely flat and stiff, your feet will tire faster, even if they initially feel comfortable. A soft, slightly springy insole works as a shock absorber, relieving some of the pressure, especially during long walks. Simply put, if your feet are comfortable during the fitting, that's a good sign. The second crucial factor is materials. Everyday shoes need to breathe. Natural leather, textiles, and modern mesh materials help your feet stay cool and comfortable throughout the day. When the material doesn't allow airflow, fatigue sets in faster, and you'll be dying to take them off before lunch. You can easily test this. If they feel stuffy inside quickly, they're only going to get worse. Equally important is fit and fastening. Shoes shouldn't be too loose, but they also shouldn't squeeze your feet. Your toes should feel free, and your heels should be securely locked in place. If your foot is sliding, you'll unconsciously start tensing up with each step, and by evening, it'll catch up with you. Straps, laces, or elastic inserts, these aren't minor details, but ways to customize the fit to you, not the other way around. Another point is the sole. Too thin a sole transfers all the bumps in the road directly to your feet, while too stiff a sole makes your stride heavy. The ideal is a flexible yet stable sole that bends a little at the toes and doesn't slip. If the shoes feel like a board, or, on the contrary, slap against the ground with every step, that's a red flag. And finally, a small but important tip: how they feel after trying them on. If you're already standing there thinking, well, maybe they'll loosen up, chances are they won't. Everyday shoes should be comfortable right away. A little bit of breaking in is okay, but discomfort is not. It's like a good chair. You either relax in it or you can't sit still. These details may seem minor until they come together, but they're what separate the pair you enjoy wearing from the one that ends up gathering dust in the emergency shoes pile. Now that you know what to look for when choosing shoes, let's dive into which brands manage to combine comfort and style and why they're trusted for everyday footwear. Once it's clear what type of shoes you need and how to choose them, the next logical question is, who can you trust? The market is huge, the displays are attractive, and the promises are loud, but as we've learned, comfort loves quiet consistency, not marketing gimmicks. One of the most talked about options is brands that focus on comfort from the start, rather than trying to add it later. For example, brands with a long history in everyday or functional footwear typically understand foot anatomy better. Their models may look more subdued, but they are genuinely built for all-day wear. This is one of those cases where the design doesn't shout, but it works. It's also worth mentioning brands with a sports background. Even if a model looks urban, it often hides good cushioning and thoughtful fit inside. These pairs are great for active days, walks, and occasions when you know sitting down won't be an option. And yes, they've long since stopped being just for sports. Many of them fit easily into everyday outfits. Some brands specialize specifically in comfort, focusing on arch support. They usually pay close attention to insole shape, stability, and proper weight distribution. These are great options for anyone who's already experienced foot fatigue and wants to avoid it in the future. These brands tend to attract those who value comfort over trends. Don't overlook brands known for classic everyday shoes. They often offer great loafers, flats, and ballet shoes that look neat but are made for actual wear, not just hopping out of the car. The key is not to focus on the logo, but on how the model fits and what it's made from. And an important reminder, the brand is a guide, not a guarantee. Even the most reliable brands sometimes have models that just don't work for you. The best approach is to use the brand as a quality filter, but make the final decision with your feet, not your eyes. Trying them on and how they feel is always more important than trendy words in the description. Now that we've clarified the brands and how to approach them, let's pull it all together and discuss practical tips to help you make the right purchase and enjoy wearing your shoes every day. The final touch, a few simple tips that really work and help avoid disappointment. No complicated rules or trendy formulas, just what's been tested by everyday life. First, and probably the most important, try shoes on after you've already walked around a bit. By evening, your feet are slightly larger, so if they fit comfortably at that time, they'll definitely be fine during the day. Morning fittings can be misleading. Everything seems perfect, and then suddenly it starts pinching. This little life hack saves both money and nerves. Second, think about your real pace, not a perfect scenario. If you walk a lot, stand, or are constantly on the go, your shoes need to be ready for that. A pair just in case rarely becomes your favorite, but the pair that matches your usual day will quickly become irreplaceable. The honest question, where and how much will I be walking in these, saves you from impulse buys. Third, one good pair is better than 3 compromises. Quality materials, a decent insole, and a thoughtful design last longer and feel better. Yes, such shoes may cost more, but they earn their price step by step. And what's more, your feet will be the first to notice. Don't forget about the balance between style and comfort. It's not a contradiction, it's a goal. If the shoes are comfortable but you feel mentally uncomfortable in them, you still won't wear them. And on the flip side, beautiful but uncomfortable shoes will quickly end up in the back of your closet. The best option is when you put your shoes on and forget about them for the whole day. And finally, trust your own feelings more than reviews. Other people's experiences can give you direction, but your feet always know best. If walking feels comfortable, easy, and pleasant, you've made the right choice. In the end, it comes down to a simple formula. Everyday shoes should support your day, not complicate it. When comfort and style work together, life becomes a little simpler and a lot more enjoyable.